by focusing on the feeling of having it, even if you don't have it right now, you will prepare yourself, you will prepare your vibration to receive it from the universe. And don't ask me for all the science about how this works. I can explain it to you. And if you do my program, I will explain it to you and I'll go into more detail. But, you know, this is what people like Jesus Christ, Buddha, you know, a lot of people, the great teachers in life, they have known this. Even they didn't know what the science was. These days we have science, and the science is increasingly beginning to explain how the quantum field, the field of energy, which is life itself, how it works. Some people have a feeling of unconditional love for their pets, for example. If you're in the UK, we are huge pet lovers. We love cats, we love dogs. Almost every other single person has one. And that love that you can have for a pet is a wonderful teacher for the kind of love that you can then develop for a partner. Maybe you've had that kind of love for a child. It's slightly different though. It's because you want that equivalent, equal love between another. By practicing the vibration of the feeling that you will have when you achieve the object of your desire, you are bringing that very thing into your life. And I know this is sometimes really challenging to really not only get intellectually, but also to remember to do, because what happens is you all the time create things in your lives. Every single one of you on this webinar has created things, whether it's a job or it's a place to live or it's, you know, being captain of the football team or whatever it is, you've done it and you have used these techniques. But what happens is we forget that we've done it. You know, what was a real challenge for us yesterday? I mean, this was a real challenge for me to do this kind of a webinar. You know, a year ago, it was like, oh my God, how am I going to manage Zoom and how am I going to get everybody in and how, you know, all of that. And now it's just like second nature. And this is what it will be about a relationship. And you just have to take me on trust here. If you do this on a regular basis, then the manifestation must come into your experience, and it will come relatively quickly if you can hold that feeling all the time. The things that aren't right for you will disappear as the things that are right for you come to you. This is the key to doing, being, and having actually anything that you desire in your life. So focusing on the solution rather than the problem. And I was very happy, you know, recently in the UK, we've had in Glasgow, it's in Scotland, we've had this COP conference, you know, the climate change conference. And I was so happy because this time, more than any other time, I'm hearing people offering solutions, you know, how to grow coral reefs, how to plant more trees, how to give more money to the poorer countries, how to, you know, all of these things, people are now being actually brought together to face these things. And I think, you know, what I want to say to you here, give you is this quote, which is from Albert Einstein, who of course was, you know, one of the greatest scientists and one of the greatest minds that has ever lived. And he says, the most important decision we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly or a hostile universe. The most important decision that we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly or a hostile universe. That was Albert Einstein. I would add to that, not that I'm up to Albert Einstein's level, however, my experience is that belief is something that is a constant process. It's not something that I'm able to say, right, done, I believe that now, end of story. Belief is something I have to constantly remind myself of every day, because the default position of my mind, and maybe it's the mind that you have as well, and it certainly seems to be the mind of a lot of human beings, is to go back to the place of scarcity, fear, lack, oh, nobody could possibly love me, I'm damaged, nobody's up to my level, I'll never find the right man, I'll never find the right relationship, I'm doomed to be alone, all that sort of thing, so on and so forth. You just need to get out of the feeling of wanting a relationship into the feeling of already having it. And you need to work on your concept of certainty.